Hello again. I'm sure that we all know that every profession and career in this country is desperate that its workforce should reflect the community which it serves, as we say these days. Essentially, this means having more black people in your workforce. When the line of work is something like security guards or Amazon drivers, this ambition is relatively easy to achieve. It is when we move into the more academic realms of medicine, law and science that things become a little bit more tricky. There is, for example, only one chemistry professor in the whole of Britain who is black, and black surgeons in British hospitals are as rare as rocking horse shit. The Law Society, the professional body for solicitors, is currently grappling with a problem which might shed some light upon the paucity of black people in professions where high intellect and outstanding academic achievement are of the greatest importance. In the description to this video, I give a link to the Law Society's Guide to Becoming a Solicitor. Inevitably, it is illustrated with a photograph of a young black woman as being typical of the sort of person who might aspire to become a solicitor. We read the qualities needed to qualify as a solicitor. You will need to show you have the academic ability to cope with a demanding course, compete with very able people to win a place. And then we see a career as a solicitor demands intellectual ability, the law is complex, communication skills, written and oral, the ability to understand complex language and information, and to present information in plain English. I'm quoting here from the Law Society itself and their own estimation of what qualities a solicitor needs to have. In efforts to increase diversity, the standard of academic qualifications which black people need to achieve in order to train as solicitors have been quietly made lower, which has certainly had the effect of producing more black trainee solicitors. The problem comes, though, when objective colourblind measures of ability are undertaken. Last year, the Law Society changed the procedure for becoming a solicitor. You now need a degree, and you then spend 4 years training and studying before taking 2 very tough examinations, the Solicitors Qualifying Examinations, Parts 1 and 2. These are absolutely unforgiving examinations which are blind to ethnicity, nationality, social class or anything else. To become a solicitor, you must pass both these examinations at a certain level. The results of the first trainee solicitors to take these examinations are now available, and I would be curious to know what conclusions, if any, we can draw from them. I give a link to the report on this in the Law Gazette in the description to this video. In the first of the 2 exams, SQE1, which was sat by the first tranche of trainee solicitors in this July, 63% of white candidates passed. Only 23% of black candidates passed. In other words, with a completely level playing field, in an examination which relies on intellectual ability and being able to understand complex language and so on, 3 times as many white candidates passed as black ones. What are we to make of this? Various explanations have been advanced in the past to explain why black people do not often become lawyers in this country. The most common reason given is some kind of racial prejudice. Obviously, in an anonymous examination of this kind, that argument does not hold water. Then, too, it is said that black people tend to come from poorer backgrounds and the schools they attend are not the best. This is true, but irrelevant in this case because all those candidates are university graduates and have been working in solicitors' offices for years. I rather suspect that this examination will either be ditched in the future or some way found of adjusting the scores so that black people are allowed to pass and qualify with lower scores. I might mention that this same problem with failing examinations has been seen in medical schools which have tried to widen access to let in more black people. Just like the legal profession, medical schools like Birmingham have let such students in with lower qualifications. It's easy enough to fiddle the admissions in that way, but the students thus admitted cannot keep up with the academic work. And just as with the Solicitors Qualifying Examinations, these students tend to fail the examinations when they sit them. Once they become, they're expected to give an objective evaluation of their knowledge and ability.